I've seen so many stories on the death of Nana Kwame Ampadu. This particular one, I wouldn't want to pay so much attention to it because of how it looks like. I'm just thinking about the family and how they would feel with this particular headline that reads, "Doctor was asleep. Ambulance delayed before he died." It is one of the stories. I'm actually going to look at about three different angles on the death of the legendary musician. But this particular one, not really my taste of a story, especially looking at the angles I want to take this from. It says doctor was asleep. Ambulance delayed before he died. Nana Ampadu's family. Maybe a little bit of a reading, then we will take it from top. Nana Da Costa, a sound engineer and one of the adopted sons of Nana Ampadu, has said his father could have survived if the ambulance service had acted swiftly to their call. In an interview with Joy News, Nana Da Costa indicated that the ambulance service did not report early when the family notified the unit of the pending danger. Now, this is a quotation coming from him. "It came late and they were aware they were coming for such a great man, so they should have done everything to come on time. If they had come on time and we would have taken him to the hospital on time, maybe they could have sustained him," a devastated Da Costa said. Another son whose name was not given said his father had been ill for the past 11 months. On September 28, 2021, he received a distress call at dawn about how his father's condition had worsened and the need to rush him to a hospital. As urgent as it was, they sent the legend to the Achimota hospital, but the doctor on duty was asleep. So 2 key points I want you to note here. First, the ambulance delayed. And second, when they go to the hospital, that is Achimota hospital, the doctor was far gone. He was asleep. Now I break. Nipa baby. Wabre. Doctor is gone. Hey. Now he noted that the reception they had was rather unfriendly. Hence their decision to head to the Legon hospital. He said, "We did so at dawn. We tried as fast as possible and we went to Legon UGMC hospital, through to the Achimota hospital, which we couldn't find any assistance anyway. When we went there, the doctor was asleep. We banged the door. He came and was rather asking us why we were banging the door. We found out that we couldn't have any help there, so we had to extend our journey to the Legon hospital. The doctors tried to revive him. Unfortunately, we lost our father," the son said. According to him, Nana Ampadu died at about 5:24 a.m. on Tuesday. So let me go on to read the next angle, and I'm reading all these stories from GhanaWeb.com. This particular one written by ZionFelix.net, and this one reads, "The legends need more than tribute. Arnold Asamoah Beidu to Nanado." The legends need more than tribute. Arnold Asamoah Beidu to Nana Addo. Ghanaian entertainment pundit Arnold Asamoah Beidu has raised some concerns about the legends in the music industry. The fearless entertainment critic, in a post cited by ZionFelix.net, questioned how the legacies of these legends will be preserved after they have passed. Arnold's post was on the back of President Akufo-Addo's tribute to the late Nana Ampadu. He stated that they need to do more than just words. Arnold wrote, "Tribute not enough. Tribute well appreciated, but candidly, we need more. The likes of Nana Ampadu, Papa Yankson, Jewel Aka, Mr. AAA, Mark Tonto, and a deluge of other fallen heroes need more. The likes of Pa Thomas, Ebo Taylor, Daddy Lumba, and a plethora of others who have contributed more than half of their lifetime to the craft need more. Where is that edifice, that exhibition center, that museum that houses, stores and celebrates their works? How are their legacies being preserved and projected? How are their memories being solidified? They need more. We need more than just words. For information, maybe you have not heard or you've not seen the kind of tribute our sitting president Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo wrote on his Facebook timeline to the late Nana Kwame Ampadu. So let me share this with you. So yesterday, President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo shared this tribute on his timeline on Facebook, and I read, "I have learnt with great sadness of the death of one of Ghana's musical icons, the legendary Highlife artist Nana Ampadu. The outpouring of grief by many Ghanaians following the news of his death is an appreciation of the impact his music had on successive generations of Ghanaians. Nana Ampadu believed in my vision for the transformation of Ghana and assisted me tremendously on the campaign trail in the run-up to my victory in the elections of 2016, for which I remain eternally grateful. His was a life well lived, and he will be sorely missed. My deep condolences to his widow, children, and family. Rest in perfect peace, Nana, and may the Almighty keep you in his bosom until the last day of the resurrection, when we shall all meet again. Amen. Nana Ampadu da ye, Nana infa nyame infa okransie, nyame infa okransie." This is the second angle we'll be looking at, and the post came from Arnold Asamoah Baidu, who was reacting to the president's tribute to the late Nana Kwame Ampadu. Now let me read the last story, then I can introduce my people so we start talking about the issues. And this one is coming from Rascalip Apia Levi. I hope you know him, right? The story reads, "Nana Ampadu is a music museum, deserves a state burial." Rascalip Apia Levi has been quoted as saying, now the story. The Greater Accra Regional Chairman of Musicians Union of Ghana, Musiga, Rascalip Apia Levi, has described legendary Highlife musician Nana Ampadu as a music museum. According to him, Nana Ampadu is worth celebrating as a musical icon who has given his all and paid his dues to his nation. Speaking on Angel FM's Anopabofo morning show, Rascalip said, "Nana Ampadu is a museum. We have lost a legend. I'm sad that he's not well celebrated as much as he deserves. He fought for the royalties of musicians to be paid." Rascalip also hinted that he's not surprised at his genre of music, which he feels may have been influenced by the legend. And this is a quotation coming from Ras Levi. "I know his music from the 1970s. I'm not surprised that I'm even towing the line of reggae music. I used to play his songs with gramophone back in my father's village." The Greater Accra Musical Chairman called on the state to honor the memory of the veteran musician. A quotation, "He deserves a state burial, and I'm sure that's what the family would want. We all need to celebrate our legends before they pass on. But now, government, musicians, the media, and all should honor him," he suggested. He believes that President Akufo-Addo would consent to such a request or even ponder over it, since the same was done for Papa Yankson, Erama Badu, among others. Speaking to Kwamina Sambaini, actor Kofi Adu, popularly known as Ajako, he said he is saddened by Nana Ampadu's passing. He also expressed worry about the neglect of unsung heroes whose contributions to national development cannot be overemphasized. Meanwhile, Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Music Rights Organization, GAMRO, Ibrahim Ajiti, has praised the musical icon for his immense contributions to Ghana's music industry. Mr. Ajiti stressed that Nana Ampadu's musical prowess is what has earned him the nickname Steel of the Highlife. Still of the Highlife genre. Nana Kwame Ampadu passed away on Tuesday, September 28, 2021, after he was admitted at the intensive care unit of the University of Ghana Medical Center, UGMC. Nana Ampadu led the musical group called African Brothers Band. The legend, who also headed Musiga as its president, is famous for songs like Obra, Oman Boajo, Emilia, Agatha, and many more. 35 minutes after 9 a.m. My pundits are ready, set for us to roll. Stephen Forsin, iPro Solutions, great concept. Abbas Muiz, event and talent manager. Blogger Coach O'Kane is also here. Amafo, Akaba.
Razami Akaba.
Ekoye.
Ekoye pa.
What's Ekoye?
Ekoye pa.
That's Unkoye Masumi. Okay, but who didn't tell Unkoye Masumi? Afe Obekoye. Afe Ekoye.
Ekoye pa.
Afa. Mr. Fonsi Ekoye.
Yamiadom.
Oh, there, yeah.
Ampadu never era, but his is a life well lived.
Yeah, as the president said.
And I need to console you, Hokaka.
Whose life is a life well lived?
Ampadu.
What makes someone's life well lived?
So we the kind. Those of us who especially grew up in the village, concerts or concerts, and those were
African brothers.
Were African brothers, Nana Kwame Ampadu, Kusiampo for JAA, the Shining Star, the Shining Star, the Civil Brothers,
City Boys,
Adolfo. These were the guys then. Omona Yeniji, Omona Nomi superstars, and no matter how long for now they are not churning out any new music, it brings this refreshing, moment, Emma when it just from Kumbi, I say what it be, and it's great. It's great, man. It's a life well lived because they took their stardom to a different level. OTF to cry sometime ago, the master called the yes, I would say now almost stardom na say, and they understood it not in the sense of Yefendi Bonnie and I say Yefendi hype big keke, but yes, Yefendi be papa so tufo nti omunjo me futu nkwa bebre na me nka se ni nyina ye futu ba bebre na ye futu a na a shape the psyche of this country otie na Kwame Ampadu njuma se kuku ni jaya keke nso be de ebejai.
I heard that song had some political undertones. Political undertones.
Yeah, but if one chadam penjum na ye.
I know, right?
Yeah, this is for any chadam penjum no saba. Nyuma na kama. Yes, it's a koma. But I think I still maintain the fact that his is a life well lived, because I'm the age and how he still maintain his relevance and all that. I mean, he's really lived. So although I say with him, but
we should still celebrate.
I wanted to celebrate him rather than becoming sad and bringing out so many things about his death. He has lived.
Thank you. I've already given you guys hints of 3 different angles that we're going to look at, but in the submission of Stephen Forsin, he also added another angle that I wish maybe we add to this. Then we can take all in entirety, then we discuss them. The first angle was the fact that the doctor who was supposed to have attended to him at the time he fell sick at night was asleep, and again the ambulance they called to come transport him to the hospital also delayed in coming for him. The next angle was the fact that Arnold Asamoah Beidou has also suggested that giving tributes to the dead, to the legendary musicians we have in our country, it is not enough. We can do more, and I'm sure he's talking straight to the president after he reacted to the president post on Facebook. And the very last one I read came from Ras Levi. He is also suggesting that we give the legendary musician a state burial. Now, Forsin said Nana Kwame Ampadu advised Sarkodie. Have you heard it? I'm not sure you have. DJ Sticker, you have it, right? You don't have it yet? Okay. DJ Sticker will get it, and we will sure play it as well. Yes, Kojo. Bibi Awako.
Yanko Pandum.
Na girl ben an bon komo phone so when you brisa.
Transaction bina.
Transaction bina chairman.
Chairman
chairman we be tia blog this.
So tia me blog we say.
Die.
Worry am na killer boy 21. Ever call the front pa.
Put the account 21.
Say day in day out. number ni increase. Say it was someone they call 15.
Till they got 21. Okay. Mommy and twice straight. 3 angles read so far. Meaning baby any of them. If you want to talk about just one, that's okay. If you want to do small of the 3, that's okay. Now, later, I'm sure I'll add the advice Stephen Forsen talked about to it.
Let me try and touch on the 3 angles.
Good.
With respect to our health system, as in ambulances and even getting to the hospital, I experienced it not long ago. I took a patient to the hospital and the stress. In fact, I was like, at a point I felt I was going to lose the patient because the queue alone, you have to take the patient. The person is very weak and there is no system that will help you. You have to take the person that is weak to this office, to that office. I think we went there about 9 a.m. It was about 3 p.m. before we were able to get a bed.
You got one?
Yes.
Okay.
Before the person was attended to. And you can imagine within this space, if that person was really to die, nothing can save the person. And the way I was like, wow, yetimi about hospital, but processes are be from ansana. What me imagine yarebi or chewa, you need immediate attention. And all the factors now I'm raising, yes, it makes sense. Maybe anana so, but swa anka yet ambulance bantam. And you call a doctor to me share in Temwa. It been so annoying, Amasa. And nipa be brewu because of some of these issues and reasons. It's your health system, dear. In fact, when now home it is a uti kroma na unisika. Uni be pa dia what your own count crowd. Because if you cannot go to the private hospitals, at least they have enough space on betting show. They are more business minded. It is all called one. They look at
they'll give you the attention
as a client,
and take what is due.
Take their money, yes. Yeah. So if you don't have the money to spend, now say okoya anum di ebidia. One show ya na ube kobat onfa aniji free way and then but na nyese bi ni pa na nkwa ne mre na aso but now some of these factors are created. So we cannot discount it is logic. Because me Mrs. Yana say bibi Mrs. Yana. The first thing I need say be a medical attention. But if there's no vehicle here to convey me, and I say me call no matter traffic mu, na my do traffic mu be 1 hour 3 hours. Abra me here immediate attention. Anything can happen to me. So ube to me survivor. I just say nyame nko and a bit to me abo. And to the next one Rascal appear levi. Mechiano baby. Say yes, Nana Ampadu is a museum. And stage barrier any no, you see a chong when you see a discussing straightforward and I see a man because he is seen as the I am to for him in Ghana. And then you say get the man a keke. And the West, the Juma, I say about Highlife no there is so much. Meaning this will be a timid and hot to know. They giving his colleagues now man that respect
and accolades,
and the accolades. So the state barrier, say Yantimia and sit down, man, Yantimia and Yabia man, not say state barrier. They are saying
it shouldn't be a big deal.
Be a big deal. I think Ebony also earned it. So Nana Kwame Ampadu deserved it. I know nobody can.
Was Ebony given a state barrier? No.
Ebony,
no.
Yeah, no. I think it was state house.
But it wasn't a state barrier. Yeah. No, Ebony was not given a state barrier.
She wasn't given.
Ebony was not given a state barrier.
The largest crowd I think was Dansuman.
Okay. So
the Dansuman was the 1 week. Yeah.
That was the one.
But
that was the one
was state house, opposite parliament.
Yes.
It was more of a state. It was more of a state barrier.
No.
Well,
It wasn't a state
Yeah, I'm for flag and to cheer at that kind of home. But it was big.
Oh no! First in that place, if you have heavy hands, you can get that space for your event. But even the banquet hall, people can go rent the space to do their thing. So if you have heavy hands, you can get the space.
In case of state barrier, I'm saying that it's a state barrier.
Okay, go ahead.
Now to the third one. That is from Arnold.
Arnold, yeah.
Yes, the creative art needs more than tribute, but it comes off as when a musician dies and DJs are playing the songs. Then you see people saying, "Why do you wait for people to die before we play their songs?" That is just to it's a memorial. They have done songs in years past. So when they die, it is just a format that we play their songs to remember them or to celebrate them. So it is not in negative that Nana Ampadu dies and you see all the media houses playing his songs and people have problems with it. As courtesy demands, if such a person has died, definitely Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo must share a tribute.
In fact, Nana Kwame Ampadu even supported Nana Addo on his campaign.
Exactly.
So to him, the tribute coming from the president to me is not very strange and not very new.
It is
because he was part of him. In a way, he was part of him. If you support someone on his campaign, it means a lot.
Yes.
So to him, the tribute is okay, but to the state barrier, I don't know if they are going to consider it or not. But once again, I want to believe because of his contribution to Nana Addo's campaign some years ago, they would consider that.
Even if we take that one aside, we put that one aside, his contribution alone to the music industry warrants him that. He deserves
a one-time musical president.
Exactly, he deserves it. The lot of things that he has done. Check his songs, Obra, that song. Look at the advice that it is a timeless song that people have been taking advice from. So he deserves it. That one, whether his affiliation even is a secondary matter. Yes, so it was not out of place for the president to send a tribute.
Okay.
Yes, but definitely when he hashtagged that or used that to send a message, definitely you know that it will get attention.
Thank you. Now, but I say,
I've been on Mecca, no, and I'm a child, so
I've been now. What can training now? I've been on Mecca debut.
When I mean, some cow. Third one.
Okay, cause there, cause.
I know the one. Remember, you see, one thing about these creatives, I think in years past we have done well, but we have positioned ourselves just to be entertainers. That is how we have positioned ourselves. When you look at the other sectors, agric, health, education, sports, roads. Let me even take sports out. All these ones are being discussed on the political platforms. And when it comes to matters like this, it is about business. It's about facts. It's about figures. We are even fortunate that we have an entertainment media. All these ones are combined on just one platform. But when they speak, they get results. And we sat down to ask ourselves, why is it that we having our own independent media, we cannot achieve? Because there's no unity. There's no a lot of division in our all the notable setups. Talk of Gamro, Musica, they are all in shambles. How can the government take us serious when these notable entities that when he want to do something, okay, I can go here, I can go there, it is ineffective, it is not functioning. Look at I always ask this question, that if the government takes $10 billion and invests in education, road, agri, they know
what their returns will be.
Their returns will be. If should the government give us $10 billion to the creative arts, what are we going to use it for?
Bring it to Forcing. He will tell you what we use it for.
Yes. So individuals are excelling. Individual creatives are excelling business-wise. But as a body, if the government should pay attention, that he's not coming to pay attention to individuals. But as a body, that is what they will invest in. But that body, as we speak, it is not functioning. A lot of divisions. And even the media, check the entertainment media, the kind of things that we discuss, we pay attention to. Almost about 80% are boils down to just the entertainment and fun aspect of it. Just a handful that will come and discuss certain things that will bring business, so that if an investor is there also listening to it, they can also pay attention to. So the question is, why is it that all the other sectors, agri, education, health, they are all discussed on just one platform on the political shows, but we as entertainment, we have our own media, but yet we can achieve little. We need to look at that.
Let me move on to Stephen Forson. Let him come fully on the three angles discussed so far. Earlier we were enjoying a song from Kojo Wadosti. Okay. Yes, Forson.
DJ stick Ampadu Michiao.
Ojo so. And cherry the more rem. The more rem.
And I still can say I mean to Michiao bio. Tell you me know there.
Wait much about Chanmura rem.
All right. First of all, I must send my deepest condolences to the family and loved ones of Nana Kwame Ampadu. Ghana nyum to phone na hene. Nana, demi fa die ni amane hunu. Ye gidi say debi ebeshia. Now, let me touch first on the health system of Ghana and the lackadaisical attitude of health workers. Obi enu ho opeso yari o.
Never.
Brasa minka. There are certain places, two places I wish nobody ever visits. A hospital and a police station.
Hey.
Hospital, police station. These are two places. Nka nipa bia nka ebeya nka nipa bia betimi avoid dia nka avoid
it totally.
Avoid totally. Police station say we call report you obi and also obi call report. Both sides nya stress. Both sides nya. Now a friend saying
report.
It's how we report. Statements writing cry is not pleasant. Statements writing cry, yeah. It is. I don't know how I can write a whole like bit me trouble pages in some few minutes, but statement writing cry in nature anyhow. So I wish nobody gets any in case or in that regard. Now hospital, we are in our hospital. Now some nurses and some doctors. I'm choosing my words very well.
I like the usage of some.
A money look as if they want to open wabao.
Why careless?
Why say wona why ye na why yare? I know why ya, I don't know why yare. What I say? Because I don't know more bopunu musa. They say you say obi abewu etu obi aso. Obewu na usu no obi say uye dede. Tino mka say obi abewu etu obi aso. Sa na tie obi abewu etu obi aso sa na tie.
And then na Kwame Ampadu nyuma.
Be nim ni for boy by one of those very legendary songs.
I know.
No. Obi o yare na wo ba hospital ne say wo bopunu mu dodo. Uye dede. But when I open na sa time no won die. Na obi ada no nka wo nya nka wo ndabi. Oh, there was sorry now one na mama for film na where there. Because you don't feel like sleeping. this is how sometimes our nurses and doctors should understand. You know, I'm saying this for people to understand the lack of respect for human life. The sheer lack of respect for human life on the part of some health practitioners. And there are times at Yako Hospital they treat you well. obuka koto doctor bi nurse ni bi a odi ni bi abeto ahwe oyi na ho ato. But some of them also just went to the job because no maybe school na bi opeso okoye course bi na nsanka sa course na chinchina che okoye nurse nti ono edwuma nkra na hi anytime o yare na waba ono ho ye na shi adna o yare adna me da na dwena waba. Meanwhile, they had taken the Hippocratic oath, which is the oath all these health practitioners take it to make sure they give up everything to save human lives. But Hippocratic oath, doesn't mean anything to them. So I understand the pain. And you know that it was out of somebody's lackadaisical. But kabia.
That willingness
to save now ambanensi yeah the beshamo yeah the beshamo they are in pain. So if obi are open bi anso pe baby dey in pain na then afa. So I don't blame the family for saying this or the son for saying these things. Their dad is dead, which is painful. Okay, nka ahonkeka bi ekoso na mo yeah everything you could na nkole hu say oh you did everything you could papa na him say anytime I then aso no koya nobody will complain. So I know yeah on the health side your general attitude towards working in this country must change. Your general attitude enye baby enye. Now let me go on to the next one. The state barrier suggestion by Ras Caleb. It's a very dicey situation, and you know how I always put my issues across
when it comes to this.
Yeah, I always want to be very factual, and I always think about the next generations and posterity. It seems nice to do now, but anything that is not sustainable, and I repeat, anything that is not sustainable, any state doesn't do it. How many people have you heard say I'm almost state barrier on my way? I'm not saying, and nobody should take my words wrongly. I'm not saying that Ampadu doesn't deserve state barrier. He does. But I'm sure this country has a clear, how do you call it? Policy on state barrier. The last person I didn't see a man in state barrier was Rollins. And before Rollins, Atamils, Misata, and Kofi Annan, Aliyu Mahama. You could see clearly that
Obeche Bilamte, was he also giving a state barrier?
Obeche Bilamte, I don't remember. He was a statesman.
Yeah, he was
a statesman. So I will not be surprised. He was a former chief of staff.
Yeah.
He was Kufuor's chief of staff.
Yeah.
So I won't be surprised if he was giving it
a state barrier.
I'm not saying say bimu ye nipa saying bimu, but it is for statesmen, and I think Kwame Ampadu is also a statesman. But argument will come say other people so we are yanye bia mom. Because if you look at the contribution, Nana Kwame Ampadu, the friends Akwesi Ampofu-Adjei, when Akwesi Ampofu-Adjei died, you know these guys were also contributed. Papa Yankson. They all contributed, and Yanshe Yena said, I think the country they should give him a befitting barrier, a befitting barrier, as was done for Ebony, probably bigger. But the state barrier connotation, it has a different legal meaning. Yeah, I don't know if you understand that, and I don't know if government would like to, maybe they would like to consider it for his role as former musical president or anything. But if it is mere for fun because he is His Excellency's friend for helping him in his campaign, I don't think it will sound a very good. It will be a very good how do you call it trajectory because we will not be able to sustain it. It means look at the number of musicians we have in this country, and they are sure every month be every 2 months be every 3 months be a state barrier, and state barrier means state in the Fahon Kenya, and the import of state barrier will be some way. I'm choosing my words very carefully because I don't want anybody to
that.
In as much as we are all saddened and we all recognize the contribution of this legend, I think he should be given a befitting barrier. But the whole Ghana higher person and then ye be so na impromptu nyama ye jan nkran no muntutu nkran ye ntutu nkran saa de no I think if we want to make a policy on it, then if we want to give our legends state burial, what we can do is have a wall of fame, a Ghanaian Music Hall of Fame instituted by government. Na say obo bra in a certain way near the auto Hall of Fame ne so it means one of the benefits is that when you pass you get a state burial. And it is, look at someone like, was Michael Jackson given a state burial?
Not sure about that.
He was given a befitting burial.
Of course,
Michael Jackson also contributed immensely towards not just American music but the global music. You get it. So let us be very careful. If we are going to have that state burial, then there should be a Hall of Fame where there's a board that chooses who qualifies to be on the Hall of Fame. Now say nipa no you say, okay, if you are called onto the Hall of Famer, maybe you get a house, you get a car, you get a monthly stipend till you pass. And when you pass, we give you a state burial. And that Hall of Fame is a reserve to certain people who have contributed immensely towards the cultural, socio-economic development of this country. Wabo Obra in a certain way. And I'm emphasizing Wabo Obra in a certain way. Just because, not just because you are popular, but because you are popular and you use your popularity and fame to achieve a certain something for this country. In that way, then we have a clear part say this is what you qualify to have a state burial. Not just because you are popular. We have so many people who are popular in this country who are not statesmen or stateswomen, but they have followers, millions.
They've served the state in different ways.
They've served the state in different ways, but their actions and inactions do not really qualify to be called what? A statesman. You understand?
Yeah, I get it.
So we have to be very careful in some of these things. Probably this is the time those of us who get the opportunity to sit on radio and be those in the entertainment fraternity can suggest these things, that there should be a Hall of Fame which is instituted that at a certain point by the state. It should be by the state.
Exactly. It shouldn't be some individuals doing it on their own. Putting their favorites there.
Exactly. Because me Shatawale as Shatawale Wuna Semina more hem of affairs. No. Shatta qualified because he has been called. Out here as called Nimse, he is a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
You get it. So this is how this is the trajectory to go. Not just because at banner in the heat of event Obia coming in, you whip on the emotions and the sentiments of Ghanaians and they say yeah man is state burial and I'm for support. I think that was
mature kind of
a I don't think say we komu ye. If you say komu ye a policy nenda ho clear no be nim say we ewu your man is state burial. Papa Jansen or deserve state burial. Nipa Simesi or deserve state burial. Nipa Simesi or deserve state burial. So then it is there. Now then
Emeka, I would need this particular video. I want us to open the discussion on this.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, Okasa, get me this video. Let's share it. Let's get the views of the whole industry on this particular point. Sure. But first, hold it for me because of what you've raised. All right, so still on the Nana Kwame Ampadu's passage into eternity and the fact that we are talking about his death, his celebration, the suggestion that we should give him a state burial, and the input from Stephen Forson, who happens to be the CEO of Create Concept and iPro Solutions, that what is the yardstick set aside for some people to enjoy the state burial thing. We will continue. Okay, Forson, I'm sure you can continue from the annual thing.
Okay, so lastly but not least, on the Arnold Asamoah-Bedu issue on
the tribute
not being enough. I mean, I don't say another populist talk, because it is just normal that if Nana Kwame Ampadu passes and the president comes to give, if not anything at all, the president even stated that he helped him in his campaign, so it is just okay for him to give a tribute. So coming out to say the tribute is not enough, what shows that that is going to end there. You understand? I believe something more will be done for the Nana Kwame Ampadu and people being honored. You know, and yes, be a nipane film na sometimes it takes time. Look at even ex-president Kufuor ex-President Rawlings. Some of these people were president long time ago. Check crowns say be the BB atomo. You know, and yes, say be we winning tina ye be jina nkran ni mo tutu nkran. I know there are people who always watch around, and ye mbo nipa din so nhemra. Ye bo din nhemra na say bo din etumra, and ye say eba naturally. Oh, maybe University of Ghana department be near the Atona na Kwame Ampadu. Be near the Atono, you know, museum be near you can say be we wouldn't a big dance so I can say yes I did be a big dance so I can 70 me who say no see another sentimental talk.
Okay.
Sometimes we should just mourn the man. Can we just mourn the man and celebrate him right now than just pushing things down the throat of government and people? Yen say and then the year. When he was living, you the person who is now suggesting say museum man, then particular what the year no. You understand what I'm trying to say? Let us just mourn the man peacefully. He was a peaceful man. He never lived his life on the social media. Never. He even advised Akode not to do that. So that man, you could see clearly say when living a bra or perfume, he's not somebody who wanted that kind of a life. He wanted some simple, quiet life, which is how come for a very long time he lived his life. Hardly will you hear anything about Nana Kwame Ampadu. Hardly, because open sir, and yes, be away from the you understand? Let's just
give him a befitting burial.
And when time comes and the state, whoever is in power, feels it's worthy to honor this man, the man will be honored. I know several people have been honored in that regard.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Very well spoken. Okay, so now we have Russ Apia Levi on the line. Russ, good morning once again.
Good morning, Maestro.
I want to believe Russ is doing very fine.
Yeah, I'm doing good. Great and mercy.
Very beautifully. Very beautifully. Now, Russ, first of all, we've read your story, the interview you granted Angel FM. We've also read the story on Ghana Web where you suggested that Nana Kwame Ampadu the late should be given a state burial. And I'm asking that, what yardstick are you saying this from?
First of all, I greet the listeners of Zylofon FM. Yes, Nana deserves that because since the 60s, since the late 1960s out to now, if you have followed him, you know, he's a patriotic man. I am also asking for that state burial because his former colleagues also have gotten it, even though I am not the welfare officer of Musiga. But when the funeral comes, I am somebody who leads, for certain things to be done, instructed by the leadership of the union. I have been involved with Papa Yankson, Rama Bedu, CK Man, Jawalaka, and yes. And these people, you see, state barrier, it is just like an endorsement. It is not something so big because I've been in a committee and I know how things goes about. It is proper that Nyontum Fuhine Nana Kwame Ampadu. If others have had it, why not him? Yes, many people will say that why these only musicians. Look, music is the only vocation that reaches out to all people than any other vocation. And Nana Kwame Ampadu, somebody who has recorded over 800 songs. He deserves that. If you didn't give him when he was alive, give him that state burial, with the rest also coming. Let us give them. State burial doesn't mean that you are going to bring 1 million or whatever thing is. No. It is to have the presidency there, getting involved to acknowledge somebody who has helped build the nation through his music. So I'm crying for that. And also, yesterday I watched some debate. I think people from his hometown want him to be buried or the funeral to be held in Kwewu, yes, I side with them. But it can be two things. They will do it here, and they can fly him with helicopter to go there, so that the people, the people in this area also will benefit in mourning him, because most of them cannot come to Accra, and those who are in Accra too, most of them cannot go over to Kwewu. So they can have two funerals. They can do the Saturday one here, or whatever day that they said. I am not forcing it on them, but I'm just giving an idea, so that there will be no confusion about Nana. Nana is a chief. Apart from being, what do they call it, he's an ordained chief in his area. So it's proper that he must be given a befitting burial.
I see.
By the state.
I see. Now, Ras, earlier, one of my pundits, his name is Stephen Forson, was also suggesting that in the state, we don't have clear policies that will tell us who enjoys state burial, especially when it comes to the creative industry. The ones that might come across as automatic will be the statesmen, those who have served as maybe heads of state, those who have served as presidents and co. But when it comes to the entertainment industry, there are no clear guidelines as to who should be given a state burial. So, for instance, I picked some lines from your submission that he's released or he's recorded about 800 songs. Therefore, he should be given a state burial. Then something clicked me that. Okay, no, I know what I mean is I picked one line. I picked a line from your submission. Then something also told me, Shatta Wale has also released songs maybe more than that, or he is getting closer to that. When he leaves us, should he also be given a state burial because of that? You talked about the fact that some of his former colleagues have been given state burials before. What did they do? Do we have any clear guidelines? Because you are one of the executive members, in fact, one of the long-standing executive members of Musica, that's why I'm asking that. Musica, do you guys have some clear guidelines on what one should achieve before you push for the person to be given a state burial?
There's nothing like that in our constitution. But the state burial is government. Ebony even got state burial. I was involved in that. Even for his the tribute concert and others.
But I read a story not long ago that's the tourism ministry denied Ebony getting a state burial. I read a story not long ago that Ebony was not given a state burial. She was only buried at the state house. Her funeral. Her funeral was held at the state house, but not a state burial.
Well, me when I see government, you see, when I see government greatly involved in such things. How many funerals have you seen government getting themselves involved?
Not many. Not many.
Not many. So if they didn't even deny that, you understand, the state supported. Like individuals and companies also supported. We are in the state. What is wrong to give somebody a state burial? Even when when you pass away after you chop 100 years, some flesh can be given a state burial. I use it 100 years because I don't want you to go now. So what is wrong? If we adopt such a thing in our country, so that it can even encourage our musicians to do positive things, so that when they leave this world, yes, we can get something like that for them, even if it is not spelled out that this is a state burial. There must be involvement of government, in this, like they did it to all the others, including Ebony.
Okay,
you
good.
Understand? Yeah, because even the trade fair, the tribute concert over there, they gave the venue free. Government gave it free. You understand? State house to free. In government, how many people who does their funeral, does government do such a thing for them? So if they have not even written it like that, it's like a state burial.
That is
Once
perfect.
the government is there, the president is there, because most of them that I'm talking about, the presidency, the vice, the speaker of parliament, all these people were there. You understand? So state burial is just a word that they write it on paper or blackboard.
I see. Now, finally, this is a humble suggestion from my pundit, once again, Stephen Forson. He is suggesting that moving forward, why won't an organization like Musica institute a proper Hall of Fame with support of government assistance or government endorsed Hall of Fame, so that in our music space, if you qualify to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, then automatically when you pass, you are sure going to enjoy state burial. What do you think about this humble suggestion coming from Stephen Forson?
It's very positive. I cannot even reverse it. It's positive. What you just suggested.
So are you going to see? Are you going to see some actions?
Union have to put our house into order, so that even if the state is supporting, we as a union must play a bigger role in that, so that we don't put burden on government.
Okay.
Yeah, but what you just suggested is perfect.
All right. Thank you so much. Abbas Muiz will speak finally on this topic. And when we come back, I will be hosting a gentleman called Field Marshal. Then finally, we look at a prophet who has prophesied that a certain dancehall artist in Ghana called Charles will be shot dead on 18th October. We look at that. I'm interested in that story. Abbas, you have the final say on this topic, then you move on.
Assalamu alaikum.
Malaikum salam.
Quick one. Arasami, Prince of Level 3 Bar and Lounge, inside Kwapim Ekropon.
Okay.
He and his people, he and his workers are watching us live.
Okay.
I would like to say hello to them.
Yeah, I think recently Kumi Guitar performed there during their festival, be like that.
Yeah.
Big up to them. Level 3, yeah.
There's a lot coming up also during the festival. And also, please, Brasami, I need you and all the panelists and our listeners to vote for Godi One. He's the nominee at the Central Music Award. Later, okay. I'll give the details of it.
All right.
Yeah, Brasami, I want to start from
the problem child.
Yeah, the problem child. Child. We need to bring it to you. We need to win the whole Central region and bring it to you. All
right, bro.
Brasami, I'll start from. Health is very important to me, so I want to end with health. So I'll start with the state burial. The things are very simple. Brasami. What they want is not state burial. They want a befitting burial in Accra that they can make money out of. Simple put. They want a befitting burial in Accra that they can make money from. That's it.
That is what the family wants.
No, that is what everybody around the music, the public space, those who have extra interest, that's what they want.
The funeral.
But you ask yourself, what does the legend want? Because when we say state burial, there's a different meaning. The burial place, the blah blah blah, and all those stuff. And state burial is not radio that you go and talk. You write to the appropriate authority. You go sit down, go lobby. So if you make noise on radio and so what?
I'm sure he's trying to win the social court even before they go to the appropriate authorities.
So that you cannot be brought to book. So that you can build sentiment. So that you can get numbers to make things that you know that is not doable. So you make reference to others. So when we conclude them, it's okay, let's set a standard. Let's set a format. Let's have a Hall of Fame backed by government that people are selected. Then you said, when our house is put together, then you're not serious. Your house is not in order. You are not ready.
Maybe he's being truthful.
No,
things are not right at Musica.
I'm not saying, look, I don't want to talk about Musica problem, but I've always have this. And when I speak, it looks like I'm just that young man that is saying things. But Brasami, when you look at the future of musicians in this country, they are not supposed to be in the hands of certain people. Gamro getting money for us is in the hands of certain people that I think they can't look beyond 30 years, 20 years, 10 years. How will my future be in that person's hand? And Musica that is always fighting, that's a problem. He is suggesting something. Somebody has suggested something that is sensible. You can't even forget your ego, your need for political will among the musicians. How long have you been a Greater Accra president? What are your impacts?
Chairman, Greater Accra.
Yeah, Greater Accra chairman. How long have what's your impact over this period? And the only thing you can think about when there's a solution, say, okay, let's put ourselves together. So until you become the president, before this can be done, so that you can select your favorite people and people who voted for you into those positions? Is that what you're telling me? If I want to give you a state burial, it's only in Accra I can give you a state burial, and it's only in Accra that I can give you a benefiting burial. It's only when I donate trade fair and state house to you before I can give you a benefiting burial. On what standard am I giving it to you? On what thinking? Did you just wake up one day and this man is there, so me too, I need to say something? The radio people will hear me, so I need to do something. I think those who are working are working. Those who want to go to the president, those who want to approach the minister are working, are talking, are going to the family, are approaching, are getting somewhere. Okay, Yabeyen is saying, let's add up, let's go. I take him serious. I've never met him, but I take him serious because somebody I've read about him is somebody I try to trade like him. The best PR you can have for yourself is to keep quiet. Do you think you should ask yourself, if me, Abdul Muiz Abbas, I die today, will I be treated in such a way? And if I'm in heaven, the way I'm talking will if people talk like that about me, will I be okay? So anytime there's a funeral, there's a way we all need to put ourselves into that wheel. We need to put it. Ebony is a young lady. Whatever she was done for her. Now make your argument.
In fact, I'm sure we keep mentioning Ebony. Ebony was not given a state burial.
No, I'm not saying she was given a state burial. Yeah. I don't want us to mix it. Because if somebody is saying, look, and even state house was given to them and blah, blah, blah. Did you lobby? They went to lobby. They made a request. They went to see somebody. They gather and
the state house, getting the state house for your occasion, it is not related to the state in so many ways.
A lot.
It is a space. If you have the ways
money
to pay and you get it. I know I've been to so many events there which was not state related.
Just a normal officer who has his children.
But not officers, any private person can go pay. You just go through the process, the protocols, get a space, do your event, and you come out.
And sponsors are looking for numbers. So if I'm working with a company and I feel the burial of a person will give me numbers, won't I pay for me to do the burial? Great. We did an anniversary for Ebony. It was worth it. And that's why we invested in it. We did massive, West Hill Small. Everybody was there. The numbers were there. So if you die right now, do you want me to take my stage and sound and go and put it for who to come? No, I'm asking. I'm just asking myself.
That's America.
No, Debbie Brass, I'm asking. If Brass die right now, Ninyum Ben, na midikwa ko see youth, and na midikwa ko see Osikan, midikwa ko see beach. Rasta for neighbor, one and neighbor.
Patre say, Mintidia, or can I say?
On one me children. Say, Siano, me Abbas, Ras Abbas, me cause Siano. Numa here, na metu. Me your first speaker, you kosi junction way, so I see ye boa. And go for the door saying a beba. So, one, around this state burial, whatever, look, it's better we keep quiet on the airwaves. Go indoor, go and lobby, go and seek and have it. And please allow the family to mourn. Allow them to have discussion on it. What you can do on your social welfare, musical, without fighting each other, do it to support them. If you have some fans there, you want to go and support them go and support them. After all, you want state house, take musical money and go and get state house. Take musical money and go and do it. You want helicopter, take musical money and go and do helicopter. When president come there and he give money, take it and put it back in musical coffers. So nobody will chop it, nobody will fight it, and later we will hear that and our government came, they give us this money, we didn't see it. If somebody should account, somebody didn't account. We will finish this burial, and musical and all the people who will be more, they will come and be choking each other one by one. After this burial, you watch, you just go and ask them. There will be some fights here, you won't understand why the fight is going on. Oh, be a diajo, be pay. Nana Dubai, any dear Ben pan on your scan. They are winning your scan.
That is what you are.
No, it's too clear, because if you tell me and let's put our house together, that statement crack kills me. Like, brass, I mean, and we think at this juncture is cool for us to do it. Then when our next brother comes and say, oh no, for Sami to take over there, or for Sami's time, or for this period to be done there, no, let's cool it down first. That means you don't want the thing to happen.
No, that means he knows the reality on the ground. He knows that all is not well before we hand over to someone. So let's take our time, put the place in order before we hand over to that person. I'm sure this is just a great call. The man is just being honest. Musica is not in order at the moment. They are even yet to hold elections. That is if they've not held it earlier. Because I received information, I think some last week or two, that they were preparing for elections. So if he says, let's put a house together, I know what he's talking about.
Rasami, we've put our house together, we've tried to hold the election. By the time the election will get there, somebody will put an injunction on it, we'll go, there will be acting, then we'll come back. What need to be done? So if somebody die next week, they would come and talk about state burial, or we'll talk about a statement.
Okay.
Rasami, let me talk about creative arts need more than tribute by Arnold. Look, we can't be sensational. We can't be people who want to get buzz over everything. The tribute is from the man. Take it from Nanado, the man, to another fellow man who helped him, supported him, and is showing. Allow the president to mourn. Or the president is not allowed to mourn. If he's a president, he is not allowed to mourn.
His suggestion is that it is good that we put out the tribute, but we should go beyond the tribute. It shouldn't end there. Maybe we can only say it is early days yet for us to know it is ended or not. But the statement that it is not enough, I think it should be supported.
No.
For you and Isaac.
No. It shouldn't. Does he know the relationship between Nanado and the
he
man?
Might not have the details.
He doesn't have the details. Campaign trails and all those stuff. Does he know? No. As Mama came out to do a tribute for the man. No. So you allow certain things to go on certain level because the man may be having private discussion with the family. The family may be even be preparing to go and see the president and inform him officially. He said he has heard. Just say he officially has not been told, but is aware of. So the family can now gather themselves, put themselves together and go to the president and talk to the president and say, Mr. President, we want this, we want that, we want that. And the president will say, okay, I can also do this, do that for you. Why don't we allow the family? Let's just allow the family to enjoy this, to enjoy this moment. And stay quiet, stay off it. Stop making buzz around it. Why do you want to make numbers around this? Allow the man. If you really think he deserves it, allow it.
Okay.
Ghana Health. Brasami. As Mr. Forsen said, I want to add 3. You see the police station, run away from it. You see the court, run away from it. Then you see the hospital. Then go closer. Brasami, look, until I enter into a court, I don't know that when your own phone vibrates. Contempt.
Yeah, it is.
Then I was like, debut, it's not my intention. I said, don't you know where you are?
What is intention? Put it off. In fact, throw it away before you enter the courtroom.
Then I want to explain. I say, if you explain yourself, you will be charged. Oh, please, can I say, just sit down? Then someone do like this, like
obey, just obey.
So I just am quiet, and my demeanor, everything changed. All the vim and the explanation and the support I want to come and give, everything vanished. Then when you enter into the box and you hold the Quran or you hold your Bible, look, you will see that there's a new Ghana.
You see your real size.
Then when you get to the police, when you get to the police station, there's a whole different thing. The health system is very bad. If you don't have money, if you don't have fiscal money, please don't get sick. Don't get sick. Because the things that are really happening now that most of us are not noticing. A lot of us are also going on medications that are not prescribed. We are taking concoctions that are not good, and the majority of us are dying. We are dying in silence, and this thing is happening a lot because our health system, the people who are supposed to keep us in good health, are really not helping us. Okay. I swear to you, if you just feel like you walk to any medical hospital with your national health insurance and just tell the doctor that you tell the nurse or the people there that I just want to walk in and check my health today. So be you are just coming to check what? Like you are coming to ask. That's how
what you're talking about. Yeah.
Brasami, are we serious as a nation?
Thank you. Abbas Muiz, thanks for the contribution.